Hey, you guys, let's go ahead and do an ugly truth. All right, so right now we're being faced with a difficult decision. Do we go backwards and continue to relive a karmic cycle that we have already graduated from? Or do we move forward into the unknown to the new world that is being created for us? Now, being that we're coming up against this full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, okay? And this is the collective energy from Aries to Pisces. This not only is a 9-year, 2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 is a 9, but we're also in year of the snake, which is shedding old skin to make room for the new when we go into 2026, which will be a 1 year. So what I'm witnessing right now is a lot of people going back to old cycles because it's what's familiar. They go back to old karmic situations because it's what they already know. And sometimes people don't even know themselves without the chaos. For others, it's like they feel sorry and they feel like they're the only ones that can help. And it's like, I was actually, I've been helping some people recently. And it's stuff that I went through a long ass time ago. And I'm looking at the situation and I'm seeing how some of these people just don't really want to be helped. They just want everybody to have their attention on them, but they have no desire to do anything to change their situation. I'm a Virgo through and through. I've got 6 placements Virgo. So I'm the type of person that wants to fix it. But I'm looking at these situations and I'm like, you guys aren't going to fucking change anything. So I was out there painting the other day and I was looking at my situation and I was like, why the fuck are you doing this again? You've already gotten out of this. These people are not going to do anything they're supposed to be doing to change. It is not up to me to come in because it's something that I've already experienced in the past. No, I want to focus my attention on things that actually bring me joy. This is about focusing your attention on new things instead of the old things, because that's going to cycle through and things probably aren't going to change. And at the end of the day, these people really don't want help. They just want attention. So what I'm seeing is a lot of people wasting their attention on people who are literally never going to do anything to help themselves. And some people will say, oh, well, they have mental health problems, because that's what I'm seeing a lot of. Oh, they've got ADHD. Oh, they've got bipolar. Oh, then get fucking help. Then get fucking help. We need to stop enabling people based off of some bullshit excuse, because where does the mental health end and them just being an asshole rebel begin? Think about that. Some people do this kind of shit to be manipulative. And then what is your role in all of it? Sometimes it's just to feed your ego. So what I'm also witnessing is the other side, where there's a lot of people who are walking away from these situations going, I love you, but I'm done here. Like, I can't continue this whirlwind bullshit because I'm really not seeing anything changing. And especially you're reaching out to friends who have been a part of all this cycle for a really long time, or family or whatever. And they're like, yeah. And you're asking them for help again. And they're like, yeah, no, good luck. And that's because what they're doing is they're choosing the new world. They're choosing new cycles. They don't want to get involved anymore. You kind of burned the bridge on those aspects. So what's happening with this Virgo new moon that we had, and then we have a Virgo new moon eclipse, solar eclipse, which is going to open new doors. Some people are going to stay behind. They're going to stay in their cycles and their loops. And other people who are ready to walk through these new gates are going to go and do that. And all these other people are going to get left behind because nobody wants to deal with their bullshit anymore. If I'm being completely honest. And if this is you, schedule a session because I would be happy to help you start looking at the reality. Because at the end of the day, everything boils down to perspective. It's your perspective. If your perspective is, oh, nobody helps me and everybody is turning their back on me, you need to sit down and think about why that is. How many times have you called these people and asked them for help over the same fucking thing? See, Pluto in Aquarius is asking you to be able to have friendships and relationships where you don't fucking need anything from them. You just want their friendship. That's it. You don't need them because you have some ulterior motive or need something from them. That's Pluto in Aquarius. Uranus and Gemini is like, we want to go out and have fun. Gemini is like the Peter Pan energy. We want to go out and have fun. Nobody wants to be caught up in some mental health fucking cycle bullshit where people aren't willing to help themselves. People are sick of it. People are sick of other people calling them and asking them for advice and then doing just the opposite. Because this really is about relationships. People are getting tired of being blamed for the same fucking thing over and over and over again. They're going to go on to people that enjoy their company, that appreciate their company. Not the ones who are constantly criticizing these relationships. Like, who the fuck wants to be criticized all the time? Now, I get paid to criticize people. But other than that, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't even want to do that in my friendships anymore. I just want to have a nice conversation and talk about the future and talk about what we're building. I don't want to talk about all the bullshit in your fucking life that never seems to change. Like, I've really had to set healthier boundaries with my relationships where, you got to be really careful who you help, because when you help people, you become the enemy like that. Some people don't really want your help. They'll say that they want your help, but they'll go out of their way to make you the enemy for helping them. I went through that experience. I was there to help a girlfriend of mine. Last year, I was helping a girlfriend of mine because she has an umpteen amount of kids, and her partner doesn't fucking help her. So she could see the help that I was giving her, but he was doing everything in his power to twist every single thing because of his inadequacies. So because he was inept of being a partner, and really it boiled down to him being a piece of shit, he wanted me to be the enemy. And that's when I ended up just backing out and was like, you're on your own, girl. You choose to be in a relationship with someone like that. That's your choice. Therefore, you choose everything that comes along with that. So I let her know. I said, don't ever call me and tell me, because this is my boundary. Like, I love you as a person. I love your kids, but I don't care for your partner. But in order for me to choose to stay in the relationship, I had to set the boundary that she could no longer talk to me about this situation. Which sucks, because as friends, we should be able, nothing should be off the table. We should be able to converse about everything. But that's not the case. And the reason why I had to set the boundary is because every single time I spoke with this friend, it was always about how shitty her partner was, or how shitty how he wouldn't help, or how he wouldn't do this, or how he did that. And it was always, and it was like, okay, but I was there to help you. And, you chose him. Therefore, nobody else is going to come in and just help. So I'm seeing that more and more. Like, I got a phone call at 3:30 in the morning the other morning from a really good friend of mine that I've known like my whole fucking life. And he was like, Peace, I need your help. I need advice. And me knowing it, I knew he would go do just the opposite. And like, I talked to him from 3:30 in the fucking morning till 5 in the morning. And then he turned around within hours of, like, I just went back to sleep a little after 5 in the morning to get a little bit more rest. And within only a couple of hours while I was sleeping, he did the opposite of what I was asking, or what I told him, what my advice was. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I back out. Like, I'm not here to help people who don't want to help themselves anymore. So these are the roles that a lot of us are really looking at. Like, do we want to go back into a job where we're not being taken care of because it feeds the ego or it feeds our family, but yet we don't feel happy? Can we really bring into, like, okay, for instance, can we do everything by the book that this job is asking us to do? A job, okay, I was doing a volunteer situation at one point, and I let them know right out the beginning. Mind you, this is a volunteer position. I'm not even getting paid to do this. And I let them know right out the gate, I will not be able to do this gender bullshit ideology. I'm not doing it. Don't ask me to do it. And as long as you're okay with that, I can continue and do my part to volunteer, because I do believe in everything else. I just don't believe in that. And I love where your mission statement is. I love what you're doing, but I'm not doing that. And then after 2 years of volunteering for this group, all of a sudden they were really pushing that. And I let them know, hey, I'm not doing that. And I told you that right out the gate. And after that, I was told that I needed to apologize. Now, do I stay a part of that because it feeds the ego and I want to help? No. I let them know, no, you guys owe me an apology for making me feel uncomfortable, because nobody has ever said that I made them feel uncomfortable. So for me, I'm not going to go back in because it feeds the ego and it's, yes, I believe in what they do. I don't believe in all of that. And if that's the only thing that's keeping me from being able to give all of myself, that's on you. That's not on me. So I'm going to bow out gracefully with my head held high. But eventually, other people will fall off because they won't be able to maintain that frequency. So can you maintain the frequency of your old self? Or is it time to wrap up that cycle as we come into this Pisces full moon solar eclipse, 9-year year of the snake, shedding old skin? Is it time for us to shed an old skin? Because Saturn's going to come back on September 1st. So just within a few days of me doing this. And Saturn's going to finish out that lesson for the next few months. And then Neptune is going to follow suit in October. And then Saturn and Neptune are going to go direct, and they are going to conjunct and come back into Aries by February of next year. So we are genuinely wrapping up all these old toxic cycles from our old ego, setting boundaries, because that's what Saturn represents. Or are you guys playing in this Neptunian energy where there's no boundaries? Isn't it funny how they're following back and forth right now? Neptune, which rules no boundaries, it's the dissolver of boundaries. That one takes you on a magic fucking carpet ride. And then you've got Saturn, who is all about boundaries, who talks about rules, laws, restriction, and the responsibility. Now, those two coming together can actually be a dream come true energy that can be solidified, but you got to come out of the delusion in order to get there. And for some of you, this delusion is believing that you can go out of your way and help any of these fucking people who continuously show you they don't want your fucking help. You have to choose you. And I'm going to be honest with you, Aries is new beginnings. So it's time for us to choose this new path that can be very, very scary because you don't even know what the fuck is on that path. But as an Aries rising myself, act first, think later. I'm going towards my Arian side. All eyes are going to be on Aries for the next few years. And you're going to watch how Aries does it. Aries is about independence. Aries is about new beginnings. It's the first sign of the zodiac. And you think it's a fucking coincidence that we go into Aries with Saturn and Neptune? Never had Neptune in our lifetimes in fucking Aries. We go into year of our 2026, which is a 1 year. And what are we going into next year? Let's look. What is 2026 the year of? Bear with me, guys. 2026 Chinese zodiac. It's year of the horse. You better be willing to get up and ride. And it's a fire horse. And we have Aries, which is fire. So it's known for its fiery, untamed spirit, encouraging bold actions and leading to periods of quick changes and the need for adaptability. The key traits of a horse year are boldness and enthusiasm, honesty and expressiveness, and independence. 2026 is going to be holding opportunities for career successes and for taking bold steps to create. So focus on balance. So we're going into year of the horse. So you better be willing to get up on your fucking high horse and get to riding. Get moving. Get moving away from all of this other bullshit that used to define who you were in the past. It doesn't define you anymore. It's what made you who you are. But aren't you ready for something new? Aren't you ready for something exciting? And some people will feel like they have to go back into that fire. They got to, because, nobody else can deal with it but me. It's like people who stay in their jobs. Well, what will my boss do? What will my coworkers do? They all depend on me. They'll find someone else. I think what people don't realize is you're not that fucking important. Maybe you give yourself a sense of importance that really doesn't exist. You're not that important. And listen, I'm at the place now where when people call me, and for free, mind you, like I have a job to do. And the people who actually put forth energy for my energy, because that's what money is. Money is an exchange of energy. Bartering is an exchange of energy. You know what I mean? Like, we all have energy. Money just happens to be one of those forms. I have a lot of people who will call me and want all kinds of fucking information for free. So one of the boundaries that I set is, unless you're scheduling a reading, don't ask me for any piece of advice. And that includes my friends and family. I'm not going to give you free advice anymore because you don't listen. And people value what they pay for, because at the end of the day, it's priceless. So the fact that I do these free readings, you guys won't even give me a thumbs up. That's an exchange of energy. So eventually what will end up happening is I will end up moving off this platform and going elsewhere where I end up getting paid for my advice. So, we're all getting ready to head off into this new journey. By 2026, we're wrapping up. You guys, we're almost to September. We only got a few months left and we're in eclipse season. So you better get prepared for what's to come. And I would genuinely suggest not to cycle back into your old ways, to old people, to old patterns, because you're really going to squander what's coming next. And I'm telling you, when Saturn goes into Pisces on September 1st, well, you're about ready to see what it's going to be like to end all of these toxic old cycles. And anybody who is not, well, good luck. You're going to either end up in prison, a mental prison, or a prison of your own making. Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, thefootstepstopeace.com. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. I love you guys all so very much, and I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck, and take care.